that I think can help spark your purpose, how to find it, how to be curious about it. And it's on Netflix. It just came out um, the 28th of this month, March 28th. And it is called The Life List. That's the movie on Netflix. Now, I first saw this on another form of social media. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I looked at a couple of the videos and then I was like, let me see if it's a movie that I think might be good. And so tonight, me and my husband watched it. I think it was probably an 8 out of 10. But one of the things that I loved about the video is there's a young lady by the name of Alex Rose is her name. And the movie starts, you can tell that her and her mom are really close. But her mom, they don't specify it, but I believe a form of cancer comes back and her mom is not going to make it. Her mom happens to be the owner of a very successful makeup company. And she has Alex Rose, who's the daughter. There's only one daughter. And she has two brothers. And so there is the funeral that they go to, and then there is the reading of the will. And so since Alex is already working in marketing at the company, everybody, not every, well, everybody, her brother, her sister, her brother's wife, and the lawyer, they all think that she is going to end up running the company since she's in charge of marketing. However, that is not the case. And what happens in the movie is basically all the children get shares, but her mom leaves her daughter-in-law to run the company, which sends everybody in a tizzy because everybody, including Alex, thought that Alex would be next in line to run the company. But not only does Alex not have a job the very next day because she will no longer be employed, but the lawyer goes on to tell Alex that her mom has some stipulations in the will that Alex needs to follow before she gets her inheritance. And so, of course, Alex is in a tizzy. As it turns out, and I'm talking about the movie The Life List. As it turns out, Alex wrote a letter when she was 13 years old. And the letter had 10 items on it. Actually, I would call it maybe a vision letter. There were 10 things that she put on this list that she wanted to achieve. When her mother was going through the box of items, she found this list. And so she decided that she was going to kind of take Alex on this, hello. She was going to take Alex on this journey so that she could rediscover who she was and basically find her passion. And so her mom ends up making 10 videos. And she tells the lawyer that every time Alex completes and checks off one of the items on the list, that she gets to watch the next video. And if she makes it to the end, then she gets the envelope with her inheritance. And so you can only imagine, not only is she grieving her mother, but now her mother has put these stipulations in place. And so she goes on this whirlwind of checking off these items. in order to get the inheritance. So I won't tell you all of the items that are on the list, but through the movie, her mom, Alex does have a boyfriend, and one of Alex's best friends reminds her that Alex's mom told her that she needed to look for four things in a guy to know if he was the one for her. I'm going to give you the four things, and you can do with the information what you will. Hello, everybody. The first question is he kind? The second question to ask is, can you tell him everything in your heart? The Actually, this is a movie. It's a movie that just came out on Netflix. It's called The Life List. So I'm kind of doing like a little movie review. I think it can spark you to have the courage to go after what your purpose and your passion is. Basically, that's what it is. So the first question is he kind? The second question is, can I tell him everything that's in my heart? The third question is, does he help me become a better version of myself? That's question number three. And question number four is, um, so Alex's mom is it's a really good story. But Alex's mom gives Alex's best friend some advice on the type of person who she needs to marry and fall in love with. And she says that there's four things. There's four questions that you need to ask yourself. Is the person who you are dating, is he kind? Question number two, can you tell him everything that is in your heart? Question number three, does he help you become a better version of yourself? And question number four, can you imagine him as the father of your kids, your children? So those are the four questions that Alex begins to ask herself about the guy who she is dating. And so the movie is really good because number one, the thing that I loved about it was when Alex was a 13-year-old, she made this list of things that she wanted to accomplish, As she got older, her mom realized, who was who had just died. Before she died, her mom realized that Alex was not living her dream. Alex was doing what Alex thought her mom wanted to do, her mom wanted her to do, which was work in her cosmetic company that Alex's mom had created. Alex began working in the marketing department, but I think everybody knew that that was not her passion, that she was basically doing it because she thought that her mom wanted her to step in and run the company if anything happened to her mom. And so her mom realizes that this is not what she's supposed to be doing. And so she really takes or encourages Alex to go on this find this kind of, I was going to say scavenger hunt, but not really a scavenger hunt, but she really wants Alex to like one of the things. I'll give you a couple things on the list. One of the things on the list was to learn how to play this song on a piano that her mom really wanted her to learn how to play. And then another thing was to get a tattoo. Those were two of the 10 things that were on the list. And so what I really enjoyed the movie because what it made me think about is what are some things that I want to put on my list? What are some things that before I take my last breath, what are some things that I want to accomplish? Most people would call that a bucket list. A bucket list, I kind of like the life list because it really kind of sparks you to live while you still have time. So the movie that I've been talking about is The Life List. It's new. It just came out on Netflix. And I highly suggest it if I think it might, I'm trying to think, is it for kids? Let me see what it's rated. Let me see. Let me see. What is it rated? Mm, I don't know that it's rated on here. But here's the thing, even if you do have kids, if they are a young teenager or late teens, I think it would be a good activity to do. Um, I think it would be a good activity to do with your kids. Um, you, excuse me. I think it would be a good activity to do with your kids to write I know most people call it a bucket list, but I like the name Life List. So, what are 10 things your middle schooler or high schooler, what are 10 things that they would want to accomplish in their life right now? And just see what that is and then save it. And then maybe when they get married or graduate from college or a trade school or so, whatever they're going to do, bring that list out and see what they think about the list so far. And so I am going to see what I can come up with because I think it's a good idea. I think sometimes as adults, we forget to dream. And one of the things that Alex's mom said in the life list that's on Netflix was, I know you've been working at the company because you thought that that was what I wanted you to do. And I think that for a lot of us, that's what we end up doing is what we think other people think that we should do. With if people think we should go to college, we go to college. If other people think we should start a business, then that's what we do, instead of really thinking about and honing in what is it that you really want to do with your life. And that may not have anything to do with anything that you've seen other people do. So, The Life List, it is on Netflix. I highly suggest it. And then let me know what you think.